Coach Spoons talks about what the Chicago Sky need to do to correct the ship and get back in the winning column. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And then, Caitlin Clark's left off the Olympic team, and it sent a lot of people in an outrage. We're going to talk about that as well. All that and more right after this.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Haize.
What's going on, Sky fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Sky Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Sky related. Stevo and Haize, we both in the building today. And we got some Sky topics today, but I'm going to let y'all know right now. It's a lot of general WNBA topics. We got the Caitlin Clark topic, of course. And then we're going to go over the growth of the WNBA. There's a lot of numbers that came out here after the first month of the season, and everything's looking good for the W. We're going to link it back on how that's going to help the players with the new CBA that's going to be negotiated this offseason as well. But let's start off with the Sky topic. So we got Coach Spoon. She talked about the Sky. What lessons have they learned through the first month of the season? And she said this. We have to get stops. We can't allow people 27 points in the first quarter. That's not good for us. You can't be digging holes and trying to get out of them all the time because these teams are professional teams and very good at what they do. And when they get you in a hole, they like to bury you. We want to make sure that we don't have those types of starts. We're learning some major lessons early and how to change it. How do you feel about that quote from Coach Spoon, Steve-O?
That's 100% truth. And I think it's kind of like if you really been watching the games, like that's especially the last 4 to 5 games, that's pretty much what's been prevalent. And why every loss that we had in those last 5 games is because of that. I issued in the last video, like I'm not liking that we feel like usually starting off the season, we was the ones that was doing the punching in their mouth, not expecting us to come out guns blazing like we usually do. Instead, it flipped on us. And people are not punching us in the mouth, and we're not reacting well to it. And the thing is, with this type of mentality, some teams are able to get away with it due to the talent that they have on this team. We don't necessarily have the type of firepower to get us out of those jams or dig us out of those holes, as Coach Spoon has been saying. So she realized the strengths and weaknesses of this team, and one of the things for up and developing team that don't know each other, still growing on the chemistry side, still probably lacking in the offensive side of the ball. You know, you got to come out guns, but you got to come out sharp. That's why I've always, before every game, no matter who we're playing, I preach sharpness. You got to come out sharp, got to be efficient. Plays got to run perfect, and they're just not doing that. And then every time we lose a game, it's because of that. It's really off to I think the last 3 games, it's been times where we've been down 15. Like that cannot happen with this team, and we don't have the firepower to come back with that. And exactly. And we do. And the funny thing is, we do find a way to fight back, but because we put ourselves in such a hole, we can't climb out at the very end. So at the vat, we lose by 5, 9, 7, 2 points, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, if they can tighten up those slow starts, it goes a long way. I think the Sky have gone 3-1 in their last 4. They're probably 2-2, maybe even 3-1 if they fix those slow starts. You look at their last 3 losses. We lost by 1 to the Indiana Fever. To the New York Liberty, we lost by 13 to the Liberty. Against the Atlanta Dream, we lost by 9 to the Dream. All those games, even the game that we did win against the Washington Mystics, we won that by 8, but we got out to a deficit early in that one as well. If you can get to the point of not giving in, that's why the Sky have the defense that they do, right? Like, yeah, the offense is a work in progress. We know that the offense right now for the Chicago Sky leaves so much to be desired. It's honestly, it's just been bad half-court offense. The half-court offense is terrible right now. Yeah, we got to get to a point of running an actual offense in the half court. But, if you can stop those slow starts, it says a lot that we're still in a lot of these games, even with how terrible our offense has been. And hopefully Spoon, she didn't talk about, at least not in these quotes, a lot about, what they want to change offensively. But hopefully they're also looking at those things like the defense, staying locked in, not allowing yourself to get out to early deficits. Those type of things help a lot. We need better guard play overall, but I would even just put it on the guards. It's not just on the guards because Diamond DeShields has given us next to nothing over the last few games that she's played. Marina Mabry's been trash as well. Like, we gotta get out of this rut. And teams go through that, especially when you're a young team on a rebuilding team at that, a rookie head coach. You're gonna go through that, and that's why I hope this long break, having the 4 days off, has really allowed them to get their mind right and to get their focus back right, because we got the damn Connecticut Sun tomorrow, and that definitely ain't going to be no easy matchup. So,
It's not. And we know how it went last time. So it was
yeah.
a battle to the very end. But yeah, to everything like you said, like you almost can't visit and approach wider offense or new things to add to the offense, because we're going back into some of the things that just uncharacteristic of this team that you got to fix first. Like I can't dive into the offensive problems when I'm still questioning if we're gonna come out with the effort.
Yeah.
Like those is times where we was wondering like where Kaiser at, and Kaiser is being put in the game, and Coach Spoon is saying I need energy. If I
Yeah.
feel like I'm putting Bria, I'm putting Michaela just to flip the energy, that's a problem. Like
Yeah.
if coming out, that's not been especially coming out of training camp, that wasn't the issue. The first like four games, it was really the issue. The last games up to this point, the coming out with that intensity, coming out with that fire that we're normally known for hasn't been there. So it's kind of hard to approach the offensive side of the ball when you don't even know if they're gonna come out on firepower. Like that's the one thing that this team got to get back to. We got to figure out what's wrong with us. Even Angel touched that. We got to figure out what's going on with us, because we already know we can't sit here and dig ourselves in holes. We're not that type of team. And
Yeah.
still learning, we still getting used to each other. So hopefully they work. Like you said, this 4 days should do things for team bonding, getting used to each other, going over some plays that they can now learn to master. They need to get at least two to three plays that no matter what, we could beat any set team on. Like that's
true.
something you need to develop and practice. So, and that's another thing. We haven't had this much practice in a while. So hopefully Spoon taking advantage of it, which I know she is. But hey, I ain't tripping on it. It's what we
We're
10
10
games?
games into the season. We got 30
Yeah.
games left on the season. Hell, the Las Vegas Aces are 5-4 on the season.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
like,
Like, I'm not
like
tripping.
it,
Like we
yeah,
really ahead of schedule.
yeah, we still ahead of schedule. I know that sounds like it's bad as certain things have looked. I know that it's not necessarily has the same ring to it as what it did early in the season, but it's still true. Now, we did get some comments from Dana Evans in regards to the offense. She said this: I would just say that we have to be better at moving the ball and being quicker. We have good intentions. We're trying to make something work. I think if we get more catch and shoots, our percentages will look better and we'll get more quality shots. I usually start off the game getting everybody involved, getting everybody touches, setting everybody else up to be successful. And that's when I insert myself. But I see an opening, or if a play breaks down, that's when I can get myself going. But it's always team first and me last. Now, Dana, her assist numbers have been up the last few games, so I want to give her that. I like that she's identifying that she has to be better about, as the starting point guard, and getting everybody touches. But also, I agree with her. Being quicker, moving around, also moving without the ball. Why do we not move without the ball? I don't understand what it is about Chicago basketball teams. Steve-O, you know, when we cover the Bulls, that is something that drives me up a wall, because that is something that you're literally taught when you're 8 years old to play basketball, is moving without the ball. But
Like,
how are you feeling about those comments from Dana?
Once again, it's like what she's saying is not new to us. Like we know, like I think it broke some things down more for me as well, because I see a lot of people in the comments and even during the games like, "Dang, it's selfish. The guard play is selfish." I'm like, it's not really selfish if she only taking like 4 shots a game at some points. Like I think the problem is, like you said, it has to be quicker. There's too many times when she gets up to the court and the play don't start till 10 seconds on the clock. And you know why? It's because we sitting here doing 2 action screens to get Marina open. But the thing is, she's so slow to get open. It's like that's too much time. And what it does is it gives too much time for the defense to read and react, the help defense to come. And every time that happens, that forced the Dana to be in a bad predicament where she probably left her feet. Now she has to make a difficult pass where it's more difficult than it has to be. Why? That's why you seen them upticks in turnover so much, because we're putting our guards in bad situations because we can't find other ways to move the ball around. And it's mainly because 2 things: we're not moving the ball itself, and we're not moving without the ball. We're not a good half. We're not a good. As soon as we get everybody half court, we got to start moving. We're not that half court team where it's like, all right, ready, set, go. Then the play starts. We're not that type of team, especially with Marina, who just not that athletic. It's going to take two more than probably a chip and a screen for her to get open. So we got to come up some more plays. Like I like the Kennedy coming off screens because she's quicker. She can get it. She can take the shot or she can drive. We did it with E. Will. You're gonna have to get that to Angel and Cardoso. We've seen that they can do it. So start doing with that. We got to come up with different ways on the offensive ball to move without the ball and get the ball movement because we're just not that type of team to go ready, set, go, and the play starts. We're just not that type of team.
And something that we're gonna have to do as well. Like I understand why, and I you know we and you were preaching this before the season started. You came into the season. We understood that Angel Reese and Camilla were going to be playing very specific roles. That you weren't. They don't look for them to be huge parts of the offense, things like that. With Elizabeth Williams going down and you losing a veteran presence on top of how stagnant the offense looks, I'm not saying Marina. I'm sorry, not Marina. I'm not saying Camilla and Angel fix the offense at all, but to add some extra wrinkles and layers to your offense, you're going to have to figure out how to get Camilla on that elbow some. You're going to have to figure out how to get Angel Reese likes that I don't even know what to call that side area between the 3-point line and on the baseline. That's what on the baseline. Yeah, that's still the elbow. That's okay.
I consider it like an elbow.
You still consider that the elbow, but on near that baseline area, Angel Reese likes getting the ball there because it allows her to either hit her spin move, which she has that really long reach and stuff on, or it allows her to kind of do that dribble, fill out her defender, and maybe try to start taking a 5 to 8 foot jumper, right? So we need to start working in those actions for the ladies as well, because now part of your veteran buffer there for your young rookies, it's gone. So now you need to start trying to use what they do well in this game. And Camilla, to me, in the last game showed a lot. I didn't know she was going to be able to create that separation to get that jump shot off this early. I knew it was going to come. But for her to be 3 games into her basically returning and her to already show the recognition to do that against a team like that, I think you got to start working that in some for sure as well.
And like I just got so many ideas, like because even with like C-Dub mentioned to me, and when he first said it, I didn't get it, but he even mentioned to in the game, he was like, "What if we put Angel in the Nicola spot where Nicola they like to get a ball right at that elbow, almost right by that free throw line, where she can turn around, look, and that's what she does her best. Either she gonna take that shot, or she gonna jab, or she gonna make
can
that
pass
pass.
it if they move.
That's what I was just about to say.
Right? If
She
you
can
move
make that
without the
pass.
ball, yeah. So,
and that's the thing. Like, unfortunately, I'm starting to realize. And it's not really unfortunate, but fortunately, I'm starting to realize like Angel draws attention. Camilla draws attention. So like when she has the ball, eyes is on her. So if one person just one person, that can create a whole different type of offense within itself. So I'm gonna need coach to really start preaching and practice. Somebody got to move. Right. If somebody not if as a unit we're not going to be moving, somebody got to be the one to break the stagnation of just standing there, because there's too many times where I see Marina go to that corner and she don't move. That you're not a threat at that point.
Yeah,
it's easy to defend us at that point.
Yeah. They got to get it together, man. And hopefully, listen, it's Coach Boone. She's a rookie head coach as well. It's going to take some time to learn what she needs to do and develop and things like that. But it's coming. I trust it's going to come, and we'll see. You also listen, Kennedy. We need Kennedy to be locked in. She's such a difference maker for us off that bench. She like her ability. Like Coach Boone compared her to Kyrie, and when I first read that, I was like, but no, in a lot of ways, the way she likes to get her offense, I can kind of see where she was getting at. I'm gonna
just say this, Kennedy. I hope you watching it. I want you to listen. I don't ever want to see your ass shoot only 5 shots ever again this season. Ever again. We all know you like that. You got to know that you like that. We already know that you do. I don't know what that was last game. You got to throw that away. I know you a human. I'm going to give you that grace. But you are a very important key to this team. I want you to know that. If anybody ain't let you know that, I want to let you. Spoon and already told you, yeah, we know that you accepted your role. I hear what she's saying, but I want to let you know. We know. We know how important you are for real. Like
That's a
no
fact.
cap. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Well, let's get into these WNBA topics. We got two of them, Steve-O,
Oh
and
Lord Jesus.
man, okay, Caitlin Clark was left off the Olympic roster spot. Which, if you look at the roster spot, there are no rookies on it. There have only ever been 3 rookies that have been named to the Olympic roster. That's Diana Taurasi in 2004, Candace Parker in 2008, and Breonna Stewart in 2016. So there's just not usually rookies named to this team. On top of that, when you look at the veterans that were named before, and I want to start this off, right? And by what I'm saying in this, I am no way taking away from Caitlin Clark's impact on the game, impact on the growth of the W, any of that. She has played a huge part in that. I don't put all of that on her because it's other players as well, but she's definitely had a part in that. But when you look at the guard rotation, because she is a guard, so we're not even going to worry about the bigs. Diana Taurasi, Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, Sabrina Ionescu, Jewel Lloyd, and Kalia Copper. Who are you taking off this roster to put Caitlin Clark on?
No.
That's it. And that's just what it comes down to. Like, I get it. And I've even seen people make, well, she's better than Jewel Lloyd right now. No, the fuck she's not. And also, let me add another layer to this. Don't forget that this team has been together for 3 years getting ready for this Olympics. The same team has been practicing together in the offseason. Caitlin Clark just doesn't have it. I love that the Olympic team came out and said, Caitlin Clark's going to be a huge part of the Olympic program going forward. But the women's program has always, it's not like the men's program where they have some people there for the World Cup that'll be different for the actual Olympics. The women's Olympic game has always preached trying to keep the same ladies together and go through that whole period, training, getting ready for the Olympics. And because Caitlin Clark was in the NCAA, competing for NCAA women's tournaments, she was not able to be there for those Olympic practices. But go ahead, Steve. I'll let you take it away. I talked a lot. How you feeling, brother?
First, I'm gonna just tackle in 2 phases. I'm gonna talk about just the Caitlin side of it, just her as a player. She simply isn't ready. She just simply isn't ready. Especially if y'all don't understand the overseas game is a completely different. Not even completely different. You think this physical, it's 10 times more physical. It's way more physical. So physically, she's not ready. Mentally, she ain't ready. And playing the point guard role right now, almost averaging 6. Do you really think the Olympic Committee wants to put a point guard that's almost averaging 6 turnovers on a national scale where they didn't won 7 or I maybe be under? Is it like 8 or 7 straight gold medals?
I think it's like 8.
Like they won 8. This is what I want y'all to get. They won 8 straight gold medals. The Olympic Committee don't give a damn what market. I know everybody pushing the market or this is something to push back. That's not a problem over there. Basketball, women basketball as a whole is not a problem in overseas. It's a problem in America. So I don't know why
6
everybody
gold
keep
medals too, by the way.
6
straight gold medals.
Yeah, 6 straight gold medals. So that's my whole point. First of all, it's not a problem over there. So they ain't worried about that market. They got the market over there. The problem is over here.
Yeah.
So that's what they need to focus on. 2, the rookies that did make it. Candace Parker was coming off 2 national champions in Tennessee. Diana Taurasi was coming off 3 at UConn. Breonna Turner was coming off 4. And if we want to talk about it, let's talk about it. If you want to talk about that 2016, that team called hell because who's the head coach? Gino Orima.
Yep.
Gino Orima is the UConn coach that won with Breonna Turner. They was upset for picking her over Candace. They was pissed. And then when they got to wherever country it was, that Rio that year or whatever.
I don't
know.
No,
that's
not
not Rio.
Act like I remember.
Whatever it was. But when they, yeah. I don't remember where that was.
Yeah, that was Rio. That was Rio.
Yeah, but it was at Rio. When they got to Rio, it was a whole thing that the team cussed out Gio Orima because he was treating all the UConns different than the other team, all the UConn players.
Speak on it.
So this decision of not letting Caitlin on it was probably Brianna Turner Gino fault anyway. But at the end of the day, the Olympic Committee don't give a damn. They trying to win gold.
Yeah.
And it, like I said, I think the marketing topic is a silly topic because we all know damn well if we all been watching the Olympics for years. The basketball is like fourth, fifth on the most important. They care about track, swimming, and gymnastics.
Yeah.
That's the three most important, and where you gonna get the most draws, the most things, and views when it comes to the Olympics.
And I think the newer fans, I've seen a lot of people blame the WNBA. I need everybody to realize the WNBA has no say in the Olympic team at all. And the Olympic team's job is not to grow the WNBA. I'm sorry.
It's
They've
not.
been around for longer. They're not thinking of growth. They're thinking about competing for gold medals. And that the fact that they've officially come out and said Caitlin Clark is going to be a huge part of things going forward. Caitlin Clark is going to be able to get to play in 4 to 5 Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
That's 16 years. Like,
right.
you got 16 years of seeing Caitlin Clark on the Olympic team. I get it. Everybody wants, we live in a microwave society. Everybody wants everything right now. It's not there. Like you said, the ladies who did make the team as rookies came a lot different era there, a lot different overall.
Right.
It's okay.
20 games.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Diana won Rookie of the Year. Diana was sixth in points. And she's coming off 3 years of winning. Let's be the elephant in the room. And I don't care what y'all talking about because Iowa didn't have Iowa was at the Elite Eight before Caitlin was even a freshman there. So I'm tired of that. Iowa didn't have anybody. She went to the championship twice and lost. That means differently when you come to the league. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Most people, when they come into the league, Asia Wilson, Aaliyah Ball, they're champions.
That's it. And they're filled with veterans. Like, these are veterans that get it done. It's okay. I get the next Olympic period and World Cup, that's going to be starting to be your change of guard. World Cup is going to be in 2 years. So you don't have to wait all the way for 4 years to the next Olympics. For those that don't know, you'll get something else in 2 years. That's where you're going to start seeing your Aaliyah Bostons. That's where you're going to start seeing your Caitlin Clarks. That's when you're going to start seeing your Rakia Jacksons. That's when you're going to start seeing those ladies. Hell, Paige may be on the team by then. Right. We're going to get it done. By the way, shout out to Juju for following me on Twitter. That's crazy, bro, by the way.
Hey, that's wrong.
I didn't expect that at all, bro. That was crazy. But
big fans over here. Big fans.
Yeah, listen, big fans. So yeah, it's
gonna lock down that interview though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Listen, I'm not going to. I'll shoot my podcast shot. I want everybody to hear that podcast shot to come on the show at some point. But I ain't want to go right to, hey, by the way, thanks for following me. Come on this here podcast. We'll get into something.
We're gonna let it breathe.
Yeah, we'll let it breathe a little bit. But yeah, man, it's gonna come with time. Hey, remain patient. I get it. Everybody wants it right there, but it'll come with time. Before we go, Steve, I want to go over these numbers, man. Through the first month of the WNBA season, the WNBA has drawn the highest attendance since the second season of the league in 1998. Throughout ABC, ESPN network of shows, CBS, ION, NBA TV, the games have averaged 1.32 million viewers. That triples last season's average of over 400,000 last season around this time. When you look at arenas, 94% to capacity, 17% rise over last year. 4,000 fans have attended games on top of all of that. The viewership has also seen a 96% increase in Hispanic viewers, 67% increase through Black viewers, and overall almost 236% merchandise sales as well rise since the time. We talked a lot about it was hard to get merch last year. Now merch is being available. How do you feel when you hear all those numbers, Steve, about the growth of the WNBA game?
It's kind of crazy how fast we got here.
Yeah.
But it showed me that they was listening. They was listening to us complain, and they adhere to it. I think the biggest thing about it is we are able to watch it way better now, and I guess probably the biggest thing. got ion to look on. You got it's more clear of where way before the game start where you gonna watch these games at. It's a lot of more ESPN games, a lot of more ESPN twos. I haven't been it used to piss me off when I used to see ESPN 3, knowing damn well like 90% of people don't have ESPN 3.
Exactly.
But like they're making it more available. But yeah, seeing the jerseys, everybody walking around with jerseys, seeing t-shirts being worn, even seeing some people bust out some of the old teams jerseys and stuff is nice. So like I just like the overall publicity around it. Like of course it's annoying how we got there, but you can't when you trying to get somewhere, you almost can't complain how you get there. As long as you get there, and we getting there slowly but surely.
Absolutely. I mean, me and you being WNBA fans for a long time, it's great to see. Like, I see more natural conversations having about the WNBA, more tweets about the WNBA, and more
Right.
people who just are interested. Like, I was in the barbershop last week, and they were having WNBA talks. It wasn't the playoffs are going on in the NBA, and they were talking about the WNBA. That goes a long way in how you grasp the culture. But then, as far as for people who have been saying for so long that these women deserve to be paid, this is happening at the right time. And this, let me explain this. So the collective bargaining agreement is up at the end of this season, which means that also the TV contracts are up at the end of the season. Had this happened, let's say a year into the new CBA, it didn't matter the growth. The contracts would not have risen until the new CBA. The fact that this is happening at the same time that the CBA is ending, there are going to be some networks that now want WNBA games. I would not be surprised if ESPN actually negotiates, like with the WNBA, to air even more games. That's going to make it a larger TV contract, which then means that for the CBA, the players are going to get a larger share of that, which means that contracts are going to grow. There is a real possibility, Stevo, that if this growth maintains through the whole season, that we see a leap made from where now a max contract in the WNBA is about 200, 300,000, that we could finally start seeing max contracts be in the millions for women in the WNBA. And that is how you start having some real sustainable growth.
For real. Like I can't wait till we get to that point because that is well deserved. I'm just thinking about everybody like just Simone Augustus. What would she be like in today's game? What a Maya Moore would be, a young Sue Bird, even like a Tamika Catchings, like Cynthia Cooper, like those they would generate so much publicity, so much everything, and just to see that like we got ways to go, but we see the vision where they could potentially getting paid like the men's. Like, hey, I can't
Not
wait.
quite there, but I get what you're
I mean,
saying.
we like I said, we gonna get there soon. I mean, to me, once we get to the millions, that's life changing moment. Like once you
Yeah.
get to the point where it's legit generational wealth, like especially when you make us think of like somebody on our own team, Camila Cardoso, like she in Chicago, she getting deals, she getting like she can really get her family out of Brazil in the next few years. Like that's a realistic goal. Like that's
Yeah.
not even like far fetched, and she won't have to go overseas. And if she does go overseas now, she probably could get them out now. So it's
Yeah.
like it's a lot of things you could look at. I just love the growth for the game, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. It's only up from now.
So if you want to hear something scary, Steve-O, the top four contracts in the WNBA. Jewel Lloyd at 245,000,
Mhm.
Clea Copper 245,000, Arika also at 241,000, and then you have Diana Taurasi at 234,000. If you take those contracts and combine them, that isn't even a NBA veteran minimum contract.
Nope,
The game needs this, and that's all
they
I'm
do,
saying. I'm
and
glad
it's
that the growth
striking
is
at the
happening.
right time.
Yeah,
Striking
and
at the right time.
and it sucks, of course, that like the old guard of the WNBA isn't going to get that. Diana Taurasi's probably going to retire soon, things like that. But make no mistake about it, there's still going to be marketing opportunities for them to get some bread. Like just now, I see Sue Bird now in more commercials now than I ever did when she was playing.
For real.
So there's still going to be that, right?
They
And
can
so
they can implement insurance policies now
yeah,
that they're making more money and stuff. Like it's a lot of things that I like. Oh, they can have an alumni committee and stuff like that. There's a lot of
yeah,
things you can do.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens with that, man. We like it's great that the game is growing the way that it's growing. This is needed, and yeah, we're just gonna continue to cover everything here. No, we're Chicago Sky Central, but we also cover general WNBA topics. You guys, hopefully, you guys like that. We didn't get into. I wanted to get into some of the other things. We'll get into that at some point over the week or weekend or whatever, because we do got to talk about the struggles of the Aces, even despite Asia Wilson's amazing season that she's having. But we got a lot to talk about, man. Any last
They
thoughts, Steve?
missing Gray.
Oh yeah, bro. Facts.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts before we get up out of here?
Nah, man. See y'all tomorrow. Big game tomorrow.
Big game tomorrow will be live. Game time will be live for the pregame. I'm sure C-Dub will probably be doing a live call. If not, we'll be live at halftime. And then, of course, the post-game show. Make sure you guys stay in tune with us at Chicago Sky Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, Chicago Sky Central at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Sky related. We out here. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.